Good morning. Good morning. Namaskar. This is Engineer Suraj Singh speaking from Bharat, India. On this day, July 5th, 2021, this is, I think, third trial I've made. Previous two trials gone waste. Well, let us see how long it works. Title is Civil Field Engineering, Quality Structure, that is AnnexSL, COVID-19 related issues, and safety, health, and environment. Engineers' role on these disciplines: designs, construction methods, quality contracts organizations. As usual in profession, we find routine way, certifications, competencies of professionals in all fields, and particularly field. Devotion and commitment dominated field, application dominated field, research dominated field. I think there is no domination, there's no domination left in this field, which we know by name engineering. Application of mind, application of other mind, application of material use, and application of everything. Giving, application of improving. All these assimilate to a profession that is called engineering throughout world. It's not question of profession alone. It is a world of devotion where competency is measured in certificates are many, can be many, but these value only when there is some solid answer, solid production, solid requirement. I always stress, because of my belief and because of my scientific mind and engineering mind, that there are two disciplines in whole world which are applicable in some countries, which are achievable in some countries, which work in some countries, and which are ignored in some countries. And these are quality, quality achievement, and safety, health, and environment achievement. Achievement, when we say achieve, is not so simple as its word or term is. It is easy to say we achieved something, or I achieved, or you achieved. But what did we achieve? We do not know. We only say I achieved this. Achieve is a long process. It's hard work, smart work, long duration work. You can say it is sometimes imaginary term only, and sometimes it looks beautiful. I achieved this. When I say I achieved this, it looks very small. I achieved this. And when we achieved this, it looks something very much enormous. We achieved this. But question is, what did we achieve? We achieved some project delivery. We achieved some milestones. We achieved something very specific for which we worked for a couple of years. We achieved this. Some objective for whole world, some objective for our society and societies and economies, we call it. We write easily it is quality system, and we also write easily that it is safety system. Systemization is an art nowadays. You write whatever you think, assuming it shall be implemented. And those who implement it, they implement it without even referring to that document, unfortunately. And those who refer to document and implement it, fortunately, those are real professionals. When they read something, they refer to some content of system and they try to apply that. Of course, they will find some errors or they will find unfit in that writing. They would get clarification and system shall be amended. That is what is called human, or they propose, they scrutinize and they amend it, modify that. Only two systems by name, one is quality and one is safety. Quality includes so much and safety includes so much, these are different issues. But titulary we can say, titulary we can say by titles, it is quality system, it is safety system. These are not easy to achieve because these are full-time implemented. This can't be implemented for 1 hour or 2 hours and we say okay we did it. It's not like a ticket of some carrier, you buy ticket just in 1 minute and say I got it. Quality achievement means it's a continuous process. Similarly, safety achievement is a continuous process. Based on these processes, universe works and our world works. But there are some societies, some economies who do not bother too much on these, like many countries you can say. I can't name except our country because we are not excellently marked in our quality and safety. That is practically seen. Others are too same, but we are very much, I can't say that we won't do it or we can't do it. I won't blame that, but our culture is different. Different means we have been a negligent society. We can achieve much better quality than all others do, but we never try that. There has been a misunderstanding about quality. Those people who think that quality achieving means expending extra, spending more. They are not clear about quality. Minds are not clear. Experience is not clear. Same applies to safety, that we say over safety means over expenses. I don't understand what is meaning of over safety. They think so. They think that only in construction if you wear PPEs it is safe, and something if you work in factory and you take care of something you are safe. They don't understand what is safety. Likewise, we can say there are people who neither understand quality nor understand safety. They understand only substandard work, and for them that is what is quality and safety. And that is only a reason that we are always behind. Our products are rejected overseas because of that abusive understanding. Safety works everywhere, not only in engineering, in society also. Same term, same I can say for, same phrasing I can apply for quality. Quality works everywhere. It doesn't work only in construction but also everywhere. This point, if we can't understand, we can never analyze anything. As I always you can say formula, most important method, most important terminology, most important name, or whatever you can say, most important tool. It is not power tool, it is not electrical tool, It is neither, you know, electronic tool. It's tool which is naturally given. It doesn't need any design. It needs only thoughts. If you are able to analyze any whatever you say, whatever, this indicates that you are a brilliant mind. And those who cannot analyze, they are sleeping mind, I can say. Our country has millions professionals, engineers, and many other professionals like medicos. Well, medico is different word. Different means analysis doesn't work all time there. Maybe doctors know better. But as far as engineering is concerned, as far as engineering isn't particularly concerned, I can say whole engineering is founded on analysis, analysis, and analysis, and analysis, and analysis. Just like we design some organization chart, we put this is number one title, this is co-parallel, this is this, and this is that, and we organize everything. Same thing you can say, analysis can also be organized, can also be hierarchized. But we have to analyze that first. It's very small term, analyze. And what is actually analyze? Analyze means there may be many answers to one problem. There may be many problems in one question. We raise a question, there's the answer. But the answer can come only if we understand how many problems are within that problem. Can we understand that? Engineering science, engineering knowledge is very powerful if you understand analysis. It's not that you have to get one degree only. Engineer is very ordinary word. Means you have to use your internal power of mind to find problems and find their solutions. Find problem, I say, sometimes problems are also not known. We say, oh, unexpected happened. No unexpected happens. If you know problem, but when you miss problem, you don't even understand what problem is and you're getting solution. To find that problem, you search what problem actually it is. I'm not able to use this. I'm not getting this result. I'm not able to use this machine, or I'm not able to use this something. You can say that is very important point to understand. If you can understand that, we can say we can find every answer. But when problem is far away, answer is remote. You can't find answer because that lies in wilderness, and you can't cry in wilderness. So professionally, analysis is very common. In fact, we may not use this term, but it's a fact we do. Engineering is full of analysis. Engineering can't be crammed first of all. There is engineering everywhere. You can't cram it. You can't memorize everything. In other subjects, in other disciplines, in other fields, we can memorize a lot. But in engineering, memory means nothing. It's like mathematics. If you want to learn mathematics, it's in beginning very difficult for everybody to know how to learn. But once you are clear that mathematics is no definition, it can't be remembered, it can be understood, it can be grasped. Once that picture comes to your mind, I think then mathematics becomes very useful subject. Mathematical applications are so interesting sometimes that you have to keep thinking. If you have to think, I believe you have to learn mathematics. Mathematics is analytical subject. It's power subject. There's no electrical power, neuron power, mind power. And every profession requires to some extent mathematics. And analysis and mathematics, I think, are similar terms. Mathematics is analytical and analysis is mathematics. These both are very important tools for development, for engineering. Engineering is nothing but application of internal mind. If you have internal mind, maybe you are not able to grasp it, but when you understand, you use your mind, you analyze it, you use mathematics on that. Mathematics doesn't mean mathematics subject. Mathematics, where mind is applied. Apply your mind on whatever problem and find analytical solution, find, you say, calculation based solution. That's called mathematics. It doesn't mean differential mathematics or integral mathematics or mensuration or algebra or trigonometry. No, I'm not talking that way. That is different. I'm talking about real mathematics, and that is use of mind, calculation of mind, within mind and of by mind. Calculations are done without mind also. Phrased calculation means just thinking what's happened. That's very low class of mathematics, I can say. Just like people listen to cases and they find logics, they find reasons, they say, okay, there's an argument and there's another argument, counter argument. They say generally, what is your argument? And those people can't go beyond that. Argument is one part, but that is based on calculation. That's not that mathematics, but we call it mathematics also, no problem. A lower class of mathematics or mathematics, we have to give some name to that process. That's called argument and counter argument. Then we understand what is right, what is wrong based on evidences, and then we say, right, okay, this is your right and this is your right. That is very, very, very different kind of mathematics. What I'm talking is application mathematics, applied mathematics. Mathematics exists in universe. It's the very beginning of universe, mathematics was used. Maybe we do not know there were many eras of mathematics. There were many eras of knowledge development. There might have been many, many eras for whole development. Only then this universe might have been created. What religiously we understand, by faith we understand, I don't refer to that. But when I say there might be, you can say, divisions of time when universe was not available, this planetary system was not available. There was nothing. There was nothing but knowledge. Had there been no knowledge, nothing would have been built. But that is different. What knowledge was there? I can't say. But an assume, you can say, imagine. There might have been generation of some knowledge, some mathematics, then some, applied mathematics, calculative mathematics. What we believe is not true, but what should be affected is true. Logically, we can define that this solar system, for example, and like this solar system, there might be having many, many other solar systems, and there must have been some equilibrium among all these. And solar system which we belong to, it's not small as well, big one. I think if you encompass these all planets of this solar system, you will find many billions kilometers of diameter of this all solar system. So you can't build such vast system without calculations, without application of formula. And if you analyze that thinking, how it could be, you'll find facts. There is a system that has been working. It's not human based, it's God based. We can say only that because we don't know how it did originate. Such a system, since its time of being originated or constituted in the beginning, has been working, and we have been using it. Think of sun. If there is no sun, can we survive? We can't survive. This means sun is very much part of our life. On earth, air is very much part of our life. Earth is very much part of our life. All these elements like fire, like soil, whatever, fire, soil, air, water, sun, are our integral part, integral as well extegral parts. We can't stay without them. Such a continuous pathology it is. Air can't stop even for 5 seconds. You may feel sometimes it's not here, you are not having air, but air exists. Moisture exists. System exists. But sometimes it feels I'm not getting anything. But still we are alive. This means air flow is absent, air is there. Whatever is required for our survival, oxygen, nitrogen, argon, those are available in air with which we live. And that's also a kind of analysis. Means I'm not saying civil engineering analysis, I am asking for all analysis in engineering. Chemical engineering, electrical engineering, mechanical engineering, electronics engineering, agricultural engineering. Engineering applies on our life cycle everywhere. Had we been started calling medical engineering, there was no difference. Analysis can be done on that also. But I am to say, everything cannot be done by analysis, but maximum solutions in life can be extracted out by conducting analysis. And all such activities, all such procedures, with combination of everything else, we can say engineering has no limit. Engineering can be extended, it cannot be fixed forever, because engineering means use of mind. Mind cannot stop, it goes on expanding its volumes. There is no limit, there is no closed gate, there is no exit. Engineering expands its wings, its body, and it goes on and on and on. I am not advocating engineering here. No. I am advocating engineering in mind. I am not talking about engineering in education. Because whole life is engineering. What you do, we say do engineering. Engineer means what you think. Are you able to think? First of all, you have to see that. And if you are able to think, what level of thinking you can do? That thinking is actually engineering. That thinking is engineering, which is unlimited. Thinking can't be purchased. If you think you can go to shop and buy thinking, it's not going to happen. It's not saleable. It's procurable, but not saleable. You are not to pay any amount to buy thinking. Thinking is your God gift, and God gives to its children with love. You got it, your love. You can't deny this fact. So we have to think that way. Why I am telling all this? Because there exists some missing in society. Society is not able to think these days. They want to jump on thinking. Whole world. Fact is that we want to jump on to solutions without knowing solutions are not available. Thinking needs patience. It doesn't need state of nerve. Thinking requires your patience, requires your digestion power, tolerance of errors and tolerance of mistakes, re-affect, redone, redo, redid, redone. It is trial and error. That is thinking, because thinking itself is a strength. It's not straight answer like stone you take and kill someone or thrown to someone. No. Thinking is very powerful. It goes from point to point to point. You can reach 10 only after you cross 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You cannot reach otherwise. Until you know it, you have to understand what is 10. We have to understand what is thinking. We have to understand based on thinking and many times thinking what is problem, and after understanding problem, thinking only shall help us to find its solution. This is called scientific work. This is God's creation. God created us with body parts and with body mind. If God can create that mind, which is so powerful, everybody has. If God can create that mind in body, what else you think God cannot create? God creates everything and God uses everything. God created COVID-19 also. Fact is that I am not referring to any research. I am referring to action of God. COVID-19, God's creation, if you consider, you will understand what COVID-19 is. I am not saying empirical understanding. I am just referring to realistic understanding. Everybody should be safe, but God says, I have to teach you, and God teaches us. As a teacher, God has to teach us, because original teacher is God, none else. Because those teachers who teach us, those professors, those lecturers, those gurus who teach us, they are also God's subject. So that's only transfer medium. God doesn't talk to us directly. God talks to us through those teachers, to boys and girls, and students, in schools and colleges. Knowledge lies with God. Power lies with God. Wealth lies with God. Whole universe and universes lie with God. Fact is that honor is honor. Origin is origin. There is no relation to God but ownership. God, or you can say that power, who has complete responsibility of universes, in which we are very tiny universe. What I am? Just only one of 8 billion humans? Or I don't know how many more creatures? What is my power? Nothing. Why should I jump that much? Why should I think, oh, I am number one in this world? That is nonsense. No one is number one. As an individual, as nation, there is no nation. That's a fact. You yourself assume you are a nation. How can you say you are a nation when there is only one earth? And earth is for all population of world, all creatures for world. I do not deflect my subject, but sometimes reference is very important. Honor of universe is God. Why don't we think for God? Scientifically, analytically. Why we discard sometimes, oh, this is not because of God, this is because of science. This wall we created ourselves. Nobody asked us to create this wall because we want to keep our domination. Oh, I am so intelligent, you see, I got this formula done. I researched this formula, I innovated this. You forget, that scientist forgets, that person forgets, that which mind you used. Did you construct that mind? Did you construct that body? You did not. If I do some work, I should never say, I did it. Yes, I did it because somebody forced me to do that. If God wants to give me credit, that God comes into my body and works. It's not myself. I think that way because my body is not mine. It's for God. My soul is not mine. It's ownership of God. How can I say it's mine? If it's mine, then I should have control on this. Who has control on body? Tell me. There is no control on body except that you want to keep healthy. If I have control on body, I should know which day I have to go. Where's that schedule? There's no such a schedule. That's why I say we have to think within limits. But we have to think. We are not to make ownership on ourselves. I have done it. Because I did not do that. That's what engineering says. You apply mind for some achievement, and that achievement should be for that power to do this earth better, to make it better for everyone. That is what humanity should say. Humanity, when we say humanity, means brotherhood, family. It doesn't mean race. Family of this earth. I am not saying whole universe because I do not know about that. Maybe after that we know what is whole universe. But when I am on earth, I have no link to what whole universe is except imagination. So I should say we are all one family of earth. If we are one family, why we are enemy to each other? That point comes, and that is where the subject changes. But I want to keep to quality and safety. That's my requirement, and I would not go further in this talk because I don't want to be a guru or a spiritual teacher. I'm not a teacher. I'm just a small worker. I just want to work for welfare of everyone, for welfare of brotherhood, for welfare of humanity, for welfare of this earth at last. If I can do something in my whole life for this earth, that would be my income, that would be my profile, relative profile. If I have whole money of this earth, I would be very poor. Believe me. If I own whole earth, or if I own half earth, I say I am number one, as I claim, or some people claim, oh see, these are number one, number two, number three. I think that person is number one poor, that person is number two poor, those persons are top 10 poor. I call them poor because they want to own wealth. They are poor. They don't have any quality. They don't have any quality because this wealth doesn't belong to them. From where they brought it? Tell me, a person who said, I am richest in this earth. From where did he bring that wealth? From where? He stole this wealth here from others. It's stealing. This is not your wealth. How did you make this wealth? How did it belong to you? Because of manipulation. That's it. You are using efforts by others for yourself, and you say it's mine. Nothing is yours. Even your body is not yours. Okay, it is survival, that's different. Economy is different. I'm not talking economy because economy can't be changed. One should have good quality of thinking, that's what I say. What do you think is a part of quality? And what do you think decides about your path through whole life? What do you think depends on in what field you want to go. What do you think? Nowadays people think what? You go to whatever education or whatever, you want to earn whatever degree, you have only one ambition. This program shall give me what? Monthly salary. So your ambition is only money. Your ambition is not to do something for which you came. means your quality is pointless. Your quality is broken. Your quality is having no material. Your quality is void. And when your quality is void, your safety has no meaning, because your safety doesn't help others. You are only behind money, but you don't know what percentage of that money you shall use, you shall eat. Some people only want to see my status. And meaning of status only ownership of wealth. If that is your character, that is your quality, I think you are a mindless person. Nobody knows next moment. Nobody knows. Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. You are here to improve life of others, to improve life on earth. So you will save, first of all. Quality and safety are therefore related. Your quality of thinking is powerful. If you think that way, how much money shall you get? That is different. You are not going to get any money. You will keep with you, that's it. You keep it or somebody else keep it. Same thing. What's the difference? Therefore, my argument of quality and safety is that analyze both. Can you analyze your quality? It's very difficult to analyze. Difficult to analyze your own quality. It's not very easy. And to analyze safety, not physical safety alone, I'm saying, soul safety, mind safety, every safety factor is important. Depends on where do you stay. If you are busy in profession, then you have to think about profession or work. You have to think of quality of work and quality of safety there. Nowadays, some confusion goes on. Agreement, compromise, practicality are very dirty words. People abuse them. Quality can't be compromised. If you compromise quality, you compromise yourself. Nature never compromises with quality. It is human that misconducted with nature to spoil its quality. We misconducted with air, we misconducted with water, we misconducted with soil to spoil them. That is our quality. We are negative quality people. We never think of good, we think of bad. We are expert in spoiling. We are experts as human beings in exploiting what is available in earth. We want to consume everything through economy. We don't have patience. We want to consume everything, and we think that we will leave it for our survivors. We shall leave it for my survivor. I don't know who survivor. Only survivor is earth. But you are destroying everything of earth. How can you see survivor? You think your children are a survivor? They shall also leave. You leave and they'll follow after a couple of years or decades. Where's survivor then? The other survivor will come. This means that is fake survivor. Your mind is fake if you think to spoil everything. You have no mind. Your mind is a dustbin. So your quality is dust, or your quality is a standard. You have to see. Well, just to explain, I speak sometimes such words to tease people who measure their values in terms of wealth. They forget wealth is God. Wealth is this nature. Wealth is planet on which we live. This wealth are fixed. Earth wealth is fixed. You can't increase it, you can't decrease it. Yes, you can destroy it. That's what we have done. Our achievement in world is that we are sitting on a branch of a tree and we cut that branch and say that I'll be safe. How can you be? Sitting on a branch of tree and cutting that, you can't say I am safe. So you are cutting your own tree by destroying earth, by deteriorating its quality. We have done it. We have destroyed air. It's destruction equal. And pollution, all this. Against environment we talk, we work. Against humanity we work. We want to kill each other. We have destroyed air, water quality. So what else you can say? These are all branches of our tree, human tree. And we cut that. Whole world. Not one, not two, all countries. All are masters in this way. All are masters, believe me. Professors, doctors, masters. When we don't care for earth and wealth, if we don't care of this wealth, who shall care? This wealth created by that power. If we don't care for that, for which we have come here, it's our responsibility to take care of this wealth. But we do not do, then of course its owner, its originator shall care. If children don't care for their parents' wealth and parents are alive, for sure parents will take care of their wealth, because its whole life activity, its whole life result, those parents brought to terms of wealth. And if children don't take care of that, due to whatever reason, of course those who created shall take care of that. So that's what's happening. We children, 8 billion children of this earth, did everything, left no stone unturned to destroy its values, to destroy this wealth. 8 billion people on earth claim that they are this and they are that. Many claim I am everything, and others claim I am everything. And fact remains, both are travelers. All are travelers, passengers, who are not going to stay in this carrier forever. They have to leave this body carrier and earth carrier. Body is a baggage. Earth is a carrier, a flight. So, where do we go? I have to understand this way, my safety and my quality. It is very much proven that I am not going to take with me anything out of this planet, out of my body. I have nothing to take with me. So why don't I think about quality and safety in relative terms? God worked a lot to produce this earth, to produce these rocks, and we use these rocks for our construction materials. We use water, we use sun energy, we use soil, we use sand. All come from where? All come from earth, this planet. How much care we take for that? We are very much concerned about money gathering, money store. We are very much interested, and we standardize ourselves, and we measure ourselves into that terminology. And as I said, top 10, top 20. How many are top in quality? Not their quality which I am talking of. Quality for God. How much are here? That's what I say. Engineers should think that way. Now, I yesterday talked of quality policy that was elaborately defined. I can show you again if you wish. Quality policy, just for refresh, I can say, safety policy and quality policy both. It was means quality of employees, means that's part of, and we talked of safety also, that was also important, that is safety policy. It is quality and safety, I said. We talked of this at length, and I'm going to just refine that one for a few moments, and then I can say we'll move to, we just concluded that one last day, that was organization, safety policy, schemes, and general statement on safety policy, definitions regarding certain terminologies, company safety policies covers responsibilities of senior generals, etc., etc. We talked a lot that way. Already done. So I'll move to this next chapter of safety, health, and environment, and that is management or organization system. Safety organization system. What is that? The same is contents are scope, purpose, definitions, responsibilities, instructions, references, dates, details of instructions. Now, scope. What is a scope? This document, I'm calling it document, though it's just a file, no problem. But intention in mind is document, which means a record, history. The scope of this file is, or document is, to cover all key elements, philosophies that should be used to design and implement HSC program after having been site fully mobilized. So I am tuning now to safety, health, and environment. In addition to previous talk of natural quality, that was natural quality I discussed. That's very much important. And if you have natural quality, I mean quality that is a must, we can implement that power of mind using that knowledge onto our whole systems, all systems, every systems. System shall be applied, it says, system shall be applied and monitored by project constituted safety steering committee, okay, you can say it's a committee, during project safety meetings concerning all safety issues, whenever so conducted, either instantly or regularly, during whole currency life cycle of project until closed out. So this is just a scope which says that you have to understand what actually is required, what elements, what formula, what procedures are required to design and apply or implement our safety programs. It shall be applied and monitored by certain responsible group or committee, and their meetings will be conducted for certain decisions, for making certain decisions, and so much you can say to follow post every meeting and every one. What is actually purpose is, what purpose is? Constitute and establish a system. This is our objective. Constitution and establishment of a system which may provide for continuous safety, health, and environment, and improvement and optimization respecting safety organization, safety management, safety operation. Self-assessment over this system or mechanism, system or mechanism is same, shall be conducted throughout thoroughly in routine to evaluate its implementation effects which would be deliberated, brainstormed during safety steering committee meeting. Safety steering committee, SSC steering committee, you can say. Now, certain definitions. What actually definitions we have to give every time is also important. It doesn't mean you have to stick to that. It's just referral. Means you can define your own. There is no bar. There is no ban on particularity. There is no ban on specification. It's also kind of specification. Safety means safety, health and environment, as we usually say. SHE, disciplines to support project activities. When safety is one, health is one and environment is one. Not 1 plus 1 plus 1, but altogether safety, health and environment are placed in one box. Company means an organization carrying out or prosecuting project. Contractor means organization that has one project from client. Subcontractor means an organization that has one part of project work from contract organization. And client means an organization entitled company in contractual terms that has entrusted project to organization contractor. Personnel means all personnel involved on project site activities. Responsibility means job and contract responsibility. Training means training imparted for specific safety topic on job or project site. Management means organization top. Manager means organization top, middle and lower. Organization, lower management, lower committee or whatever you can say. Management is coming again management, so it's little looks confusing, but no problem. Organization at all levels you can say. Safety manager means a person who's with job title safety manager or safety leader deployed by certain organization. It's for all organization. Project manager or leader means a person as such with PM title deployed by contractor. Engineer means a person appointed by client or owner or client company for an overall project responsibility. Health, safety, environment and security plan. There may be, which outlines project HSC and security program with allocated areas of responsibilities. HSC manual, there should be. Health, safety, environment and security plan. Detailed procedures. All foregoing documents constitute HSC or SHE manual. It depends now how do you handle this. Manual should be written for purpose of reference is better. Safety management system, safety organization system, a system to review implementation of safety, health and environment manual provisions, applying continuous improvement to SHE and security plan, and relevant activities based on feedback received from site personnel and recommendations by steering committee meetings during brainstorming sessions about various safety issues. Employer means project owner, client. Self-assessment program, which means program for auditing implementation of health, safety, environmental and security provisions. Responsibilities in general respecting certain contract provisions, contract positions. which are many like project manager, site safety officer, construction manager, project site engineer, site safety inspector, site foreman, and individual working on site responsible to maintain, and many more positions which are not given here. Just indicative we give. There may be office engineer, there may be, you can say, quantity engineer, there may be contract engineer, there may be many more. Just for understanding, we can add responsibility to this, but general responsibilities are project manager or so-called project leader. I generally call project leader responsible for overall obligations. Our responsibility is to provide scheduling, all resources, directions, engineering resolutions, etc., etc. It's a big one, but means application of, you can say, engineering mind. Site leader, site manager, responsible for overall site prosecution, organization, prosecution lead over all activities, all works, and subcontractors, both. Site safety personnel or safety officer, responsible for overall safety lead, safety organization on site, and report to project leader, site leader, corporate safety leader. Construction leader, responsible to arrange all safety related resources and provide site team all requirements of day-to-day use. Project site engineer, who is responsible to carry out safety issues, particularly within its section. Site safety inspector, engineer, responsible to supervise safety measures on site and control safety issues, should bring to site line management to adopt correct measures. Site leader, workers leader, foreman, responsible for compliance of safety measures as standards or as directed. An individual working on site responsible to maintain safety measures. In case missing, should bring to site team attention. And there are many more titles related to this. While all titles have a responsibility of safety, health and environment, it's not safety related titles. All titles, because safety is responsibility of everyone. You may involve yourself or you may not involve yourself, but you will be linked to that one, because safety is required at every location, within project or without project. Can't change it. There may be many more in this titles which I don't write here, which are directly or indirectly linked. You can expand it title. I'm just trying to give you some support to understand what actually it is. Now there are various responsibilities, for example, pertinent to all these titles, and that responsibilities are, this is, you can say, project leader or project lead or project organization or project management, whatever you can say, whatever title think right, but I consider everywhere lead for those who actually lead. Lead, which is very important term, which has no limitation. Lead is very open. If you want to lead, nobody stops you. Nobody comes in your way. How do you want to lead? And that lead is classified. That lead is within you. Nobody knows what you can do. Only you know. You got my point. Only you know what you can do. It's very important point to understand. Before something, I think you have to give me 10 minutes for further explanation, because I have to go to roof for 5-10 minutes and come back soon for this further explanation. So, gentlemen, I had to start with certain responsibilities. That responsibilities are very important to understand from theoretical and practical viewpoint. Now we say project management. What is that actually? You can say that site leader. What you say? Site leader. Why it's come like this? I don't know. What's the reason behind that? Hmm? I don't know what's the reason behind that. Why it's come like this? Hmm? It's there. Public network. No, nothing else. It's okay. Let's see. 77% it is. Okay. What's project management? Then we say site leader shall participate in steering committee group meetings and provide whatever required support to system. Right? What's happening actually? Something is wrong somewhere. I think it seems. Hmm. Can't do that. How it's coming in like this? The problem in internet. Well, now site leaders participate in steering meeting, group meeting and provide whatever required support to system. And that's very important. Shall provide all resources necessary to implement safety throughout. Shall involve personally on certain significant activities regularly. Shall motivate all personnel to maintain good safety and respect safety requirements. That should not be condoned just for sake of saving a small sum in comparison to project cost and cost of human toll. Shall actively support and participate to implement this procedure and ensure that senior management are apprised of its results or consequences. Ensure that this procedure is being implemented in true spirit. Issue its agenda regularly depending on updated requirements and record minutes. Chair quarterly safety steering committee meetings for an overall review of further assessment. Ensure that committee recommendations are acted upon, implemented with value, and that is health, safety, environment, and security manager. Responsible to implement this procedure respecting which to prepare further necessary procedures for physical effects, shall examine and audit implementation of HSC and S plans by personal involvement, shall supervise all inspectors and visit site locations for surveillance or actions. So we can say let's go one by one is better, because this is a long list and we can't just jump. I don't want to jump on this. Let us understand practically, because it's also a long file. We can't take it for granted. That we have to understand very well. This is problem. I think what's problem is, I don't know. Somewhere, I don't know. Well, let us see, because there's some problem in my internet is indicating something should not. It's indicating something we should not, Now what we say, site manager must participate in this committee meeting, that is steering committee, group meeting, and provide whatever required support to system. That's very much a responsibility of that manager, the leader. That's project management, site leader. Construction leader, you can say site manager, or whoever is in charge of site. He has to join, he has to participate in that steering committee meeting, group meeting, and provide whatever required support is required, and supports to the system, to improve system. Thus provide all resources necessary to implement safety throughout. Means you have to provide resources for maintaining safety on all activities of project, and must involve personally on certain significant activities regularly, and that means either directly or through his most reliable professional, reliable personal. Involve personally on certain significant activities regularly. Must motivate all personnel to maintain good safety and respect safety requirements. Right? Shall motivate all personnel to maintain good safety and respect safety requirements. Should not be condoned just for sake of saving a small sum in comparison to project cost and cost of human toll. Yes, this is very important point. Here is a question. You have to keep money that is to be spent on safety, that one point, or you have to see money that you spent on comparatively on project cost and cost of human toll. That's very logical point. Human toll is always very expensive. Project cost can vary percentage wise, but no cost can be evaluated when human is lost. This is important point for everyone, that must motivate all personnel to maintain good safety and respect safety requirements, because it's question of life and death. Must actively support and participate to implement procedure and ensure that senior level organization or leaders are apprised of its results or consequences. Well, consequences all these qualified people know. I say They are not primary class student that they should be taught everything. They know their job, but only problem is no concentration. You may say they don't concentrate on that. They give more value to activities of work rather than to safety. Practically speaking, sometimes safety is given second consideration while it should be number one. But it happens. That's the reason we always keep safety people there to remind everybody what is missing. Otherwise, if like push into work, if we all push into safety also, there was no requirement of safety personnel. That's also a fact. Procedure is being implemented in true spirit, you can say. Means whatever procedure we have decided or has been decided must be implemented in its true spirit. We have to issue its agenda regularly depending on updated requirements and record minutes. Chair quarterly safety steering committee meetings for an overall review of further assessment. This is job of manager, leader, that you have to do it. Chair quarterly safety steering quarterly, that is 3 monthly, or maybe other frequency, you can say monthly if it is urgent. This meeting of steering committee for an overall review and further assessment. Also ensure that health. Also ensure that committee recommendations are acted upon, implemented with full value. Health, safety, environment, and security management. Let us use that. Health, safety, environment, and security manager. This is another responsibility, you can say. Who is responsible to implement procedure respecting which to prepare further necessary procedures for physical effects. Examine and audit implementation of health, safety and environment and security plan by personal involvement. Supervise all inspectors and visit site locations for surveillance and actions. This is committee recommendations. Supervise all inspectors and visitors, visit site locations for surveillance and actions. Advise site leader and construction manager as well as other engineers regarding adequate and further measures necessary to be adopted. Regarding adequate and further measures necessary to be adopted. Shall ensure that toolbox stocks and other on-site statement required for day-to-day basis are effected by safety engineers, inspectors. Shall report to project manager, site leader or project leader and corporate office for daily, weekly update. Shall report to project manager, site manager or corporate office for daily, weekly update. Shall lead site walkthrough meetings frequently for interaction and action. I'm just speaking now, explain later on. Now, other subcontractors in this case, all other subcontractors shall be required to assist, implement, comply with safety requirement, proactively cooperate with safety leaders, safety manager, resort to remedial actions to comply with provided procedures. Project Safety Steering Committee. Project Safety Steering Committee shall be constituted immediately after project commences for purpose to implement Safety Management System SMS and will be responsible for following acts or issues: define safety leadership, safety organization, safety management system, baseline at first quarterly or as scheduled safety steering committee meeting. Surveillance, monitor and control project safety management system from its inception to completion. Deliver final results, deliver, you know, final results, reports of safety management system, safety, you can say, to be incorporated with close out report and lessons learned records, and also for conducting project post mortem later when project has been completed. Review achievements, merits and flaws, demerits for future agenda, summarizing review, records and effects on acts and responsibilities. Steering group shall constitute employer representative, project engineer, main contractor, construction management and subcontractor senior management. Meetings shall be conducted on quarterly basis or as scheduled, and this is steering group constitution. It constitutes employee representative, project engineer, main contractor, construction management and subcontractor senior management. Meetings be conducted on quarterly basis or as scheduled. Client may be included integrally if so required or demanded by client or by contract procedures, but all reports and records should be copied to engineer or client. Let us say, or did this again better. This is a part of responsibility we are discussing about. Means this can't be, you can say, compromised. It is you can say responsibility. In this case, we have to define responsibilities for whole management, whole organization. The steering committee says steering committee is responsible for whole project, and it is said that quarterly meeting shall be conducted, which means every 3 months or whatever other frequencies. Let us consider 3 months is the frequencies. This meeting shall be participated by project leads, site leads, contractors leads, and you can say engineers lead, honestly, whoever are the responsible people in every contract, subcontract, everybody shall be responsible jointly to involve, to participate in these meetings so that each and every problem one is facing are, you can say, conversed into this meeting. Whatever resources are required that are provided, and whatever activities are required on personal level are done. Motivation to personal is required, that's done. This is, you can say, for good safety, maintenance, and maintenance of safety in each and every regard. Shall actively support and participate to implement this procedure. Who? All management. Whatever management is responsible for site, for project, full support and active support would be required. And this is to make sure that whatever principles, whatever procedures are resorted for implementation, and that should be in true spirit. Whatever agenda should be considered, and that depends upon requirement, and whatever minutes are to be recorded, that is also what decisions are made. Then steering committee is very important from safety viewpoint, so its responsibility as chair must be shared. Now its recommendations, that is committee recommendation, steering committee recommendations regarding safety, regarding health, regarding environment and security issues. Responsibility to implement this procedure, respecting which to prepare further, responsible to implement this procedure, respecting which to prepare further necessary procedures for physical effect, examine and audit implementation of whatever is done. That's important. Supervise everybody, go to site, see what's happening, what's missing, meet all, know what's problem and what measures will be required. Make sure the toolbox talks are conducted and other site information required from day-to-day basis are affected by engineers, safety engineers, inspectors. Report to project lead, site lead and corporate office for daily update. Site walkthrough meetings. Site lead site walkthrough meetings frequently for interactions or actions. Other subcontractors, all other subcontractors shall be required to assist, implement, comply with safety requirement, proactively cooperate with safety manager, resort to remedial actions to comply with provided procedure. Says walkthrough meeting frequently for interactions and actions. That involves other subcontractors and steering committee. All subcontractors shall be required to assist, implement, comply with safety requirement, proactively cooperate with safety manager, resort to remedial actions to comply with provided procedures. Project safety steering committee shall be constituted immediately after project commences for purpose to implement safety management system and would be responsible for following acts or issues. Define safety management system baseline at first quarter as scheduled safety steering committee meeting. Surveillance, monitor and control project SMS, that is safety management system, from its inception to completion. Deliver final results, reports of SMS safety management system to be incorporated with closeout report and lessons learned records, and also for conducting project post mortem later when project has been completed. Review achievements, merits and flaws, demerits for future agenda. Summarizing review records and effects on acts and responsibilities. Steering group shall constitute employer representative, project engineer, main contractor, construction management, and subcontractor senior management. Meetings shall be conducted on quarterly basis or as scheduled. Honor may be included integrally if so required by the client or by contract procedures, but all reports and records should be copied to engineer or client. Alright, now instructions. चलने दो ना इसको. So, management system instruction shall be reviewed at first safety steering committee and a baseline appointed with actions assigned. Schedule regarding following meetings dates appointed subject to change. Management system instruction shall be reviewed at first safety steering committee and a baseline appointed with actions assigned. Schedule regarding following meetings dates appointed subject to change. So there's a program that shall be fixed on first meeting, within first meeting, time, agenda, instructions, whatever is there reviewed, and baseline appointed. Well, this is normal, means it depends, nothing no hard and fast rule. And references to the HSE and S-Plan, BS codes for mechanical plant construction, details of instructions, for example, philosophy. What is philosophy of safety on this project, or what should it be practically? Safety lead system, safety organization system, that is, what are management objectives, what are organizational objectives, goals and commitment. These are not political, these are just site detailed work related, so these are very, very normal. We have to finish project in time, safe. Goal is that there should be no accident, it should be good for people should be healthy. We have to do our commitment like this. Regulations, standards and rules. What are safety targets and objectives? Publicity and promotion. Hazard forecast and identification. Safety meetings, emergency responses, accident investigation, communication, training. That is occupational health, permit to work, personal protection equipment, subcontractors, inspections and audits, environmental issues, security, site evaluation. Go one by one. What is that actually? Management objectives. Goals and commitments. Regulations, standards and rules. Safety targets and objectives. Publicity and promotion. Hazards, forecast and identification. Safety meetings. Emergency response. Emergency response, accident investigation, communication, training, occupational health, permit to work, personal protection equipment, subcontractors, inspection and audits, environment issues, security, site evaluation. Now, what is philosophy? Principles constitute philosophy behind supporting safety management system. What are those? Let us say prime philosophy, then prime consideration, and then it would be further detailing. Let us see what is that, what actually we want. What is prime philosophy? Safety of everyone. Safety of everyone, first consideration prior to commencement. Safety of everyone, first consideration prior to commencement, whatever work prior to commence whatever work. Means before commencing work we have to think of everyone should remain safe. Safety is responsibility of one and everyone. Safe work practices lead to good health, to personal and to project. Health is wealth in real terms. Solutions wait one's arrival. Solutions, no. Relations wait one's arrival at home. Whoever works on site, there are relations with that. Everybody has certain relations, family, and members of those relations await one's safe arrival at home. Zero personal accident tolerance policy. Zero personal accident tolerance policy. There should be no accident. In fact, that's policy. Zero works related accident tolerance policy. First of all, no accident, and other one is zero accidents related to work. No safety, no pain. No safety, no pain. If you understand safety, you shall not find any pain. And if you don't understand and abide by safety, certainly you will find pain. Safety of existing services. Safety of existing services that are meant for operations or for communities. Safety of existing services that are meant for operations or for communities. Damages to existing services can lead to stoppage of facilities, costing huge losses to production, and also results into certain failures. So damages to existing services whatsoever can lead to stoppage of facility, costing huge losses to production, and also results into certain failures. Ignorance to safety actions on plants. Ignorance to safety actions on plants can result into massive fire breakout. These are few philosophies. There may be many more. We are just dealing with this. These are prime, let us say. Say, what is prime philosophy? Few points are there, but we can't confine to these points only. We can add our points also. So it says that first consideration is everyone is safe. Prior to doing a work, we have to make sure that everybody is safe. And it's not responsibility of person who is safe, it's responsibility of each and everybody. Safety is not particular responsibility, it is general responsibility for everyone and by everyone. If you are safe, if work is safe, your health will be safe, shall be safe. And if good health to personal and to project, and of course it's a phrase that health is wealth in real terms, because whoever works, he has somebody behind, mother, father, brother, sister, family, children, all wait for arrival of that person, safe arrival of that person at home. They all wait for months, for years, or for day. Even day, you come out in morning, go to job, come back home in evening. They wait whole day that you remain safe, come back safe. If you work overseas, maybe you have to come back in 6 months or 1 year or 2 years. It's a long wait. When you come back home, they expect that you are safe. There should be no accident. There should be no accident, and there should be no work-related accidents. There should be no accident, and there should be no work-related accidents. Moreover, if you do not maintain safety, you certainly shall see pain. If we do not maintain safety, we will make some pain, we'll get some pain. And if we abide by safety, probably there will be no pain. We have to keep all running services. There is an operation for plants or for communities or for whoever residing using those services will be interrupted, will be disturbed. No services should disturb. All services should remain safe, and if these are not safe, there could be facility that use that services, and that facility shall stop working. Damages to existing services can lead to stoppage of facility, costing huge losses to production, and also results into certain failures. And ignorance of safety actions on plants can result into massive fire breakout. So let's go to certain considerations which are prime. Habits to carry out works with proactive safety involvement. Proactive safety involvement. Habits to carry out work with proactive safety involvement and compliance determination. Compliance determinations lead to safe works without causing any accident. Proactive safety involvement is very important phrasing here, and determination of compliance. Proactive safety involvement is brilliant, and determination compliance is also brilliant, which both lead to safe works that result in no accident. Construction activities involve considerable hazards and measurable controllable risks, which invite attention of everyone involved for hazards mitigations. Necessary that efficient safety organization systems should be simple and proactive. Simple and proactive. So that involved personnel should know and understand for positive actions. Too complicated, technical and monotonous statements would withdraw personnel from proaction towards safety management or organization, which means your writing should be very simple, should not be very technical, should not be full of monotony or monotonous statements. It should be very, very simple so that people can easily understand and they are attracted towards this requirement of projection. They take interest and understand, otherwise it shall remain only with management explained to them all the time. So simple and proactive should be approach. Safety management organization system can work efficiently when involved personnel are safety oriented, conscious, believe in good health, believe in friendly environment, and care for respect, responsibility, and accountability. System success can be evaluated only through a defined descriptive process of acceptance, adoption, complying with provisions to work safely. Each worker should understand that working safely is responsibility of everyone, irrespective of whatever job title is assigned. Safety organization system measures, review, analyzes, and responds to all areas of loss or loss potential. Target is zero accident achievement. Cost effects or impacts to an overall project cost should be considered keeping in view budgetary provisions, but an optimization should resolve safety incurable cost. Pragmatism should assist safety organization. Organization is responsible to provide promptly all resources required to meet safety criteria based working demands on site, keeping in view sustainable economy, but not at cost of allowing accidents. It's important. Management organization is responsible to provide promptly all resources that are required to meet safety criteria based working demands on site, keeping in view sustainable economy but not at cost of allowing accidents. Management organization is obliged to be proactive to deal with such demands in defined time so that safety remains intact. Many detailed actions shall be made for meeting foregoing provisions, such as expediently constitute a steering committee, issue job descriptions, issue audit schedule, define safety resources, define safety policy, manage, organize funding arrangements, conduct safety meetings, etc. Steering committee, we discussed before. It's a committee which includes representatives from employer, project engineer, contract engineer, main contractor, subcontractor, site management organization for purpose as described below. What's purpose? Status of attendees to be clearly defined. Status of participants to be clearly defined. Agenda should be clearly listed, defined prior to first steering committee meeting is conducted. Review HSE and S program, its synopsis, contents and effects, its shortcomings. Attempt reach resolutions, direct decisions to be included or substituted on safety plan. Ensure that necessary project safety arrangements are provided or shall be provided on all future hazardous activities. Confirm provisions on plan, develop new provisions, review provisions, apply provisions, surveillance provisions, implementation, and try every attempt to achieve project success with added value. Confirm provisions on plan, develop new provisions, review provisions, apply provisions, surveillance provisions, implementation, and try every attempt to achieve project success with added value. Job description. Job descriptions is very specific, significant statement document issued by organization to prescribe pointed responsibilities to be carried out, reported to, and reports by certain responsible key personnel considered on whatever discipline. Safety discipline is considered first affect organization on construction projects, which owned responsibilities should be explicitly defined for respective positions. Generally, job descriptions are included within project plans. All jobs descriptions regarding safety owning activities should be included within project plan, as well as relevant duties and responsibilities within safety plan, and must be announced, circulated, notified to all concerned management personnel. Down to lowest designated workers, both by writing and by speech. Supervision and organization personnel, management personnel shall comply with obligations, provisions on respective job descriptions, which can be reviewed further depending on attained competence of deployed authorities and key personnel. All obligations and responsibilities should be well understood by competent site personnel prior to commencing respective jobs on site, and in case of certain doubts, better clarification may be obtained from project leader. It's understood that all key personnel are well qualified and expert officers who should not find any difficulty to understanding and interpret relevant roles. Project plan is available with site controls, site DCC, that can be referred to for a further better understanding or refreshing. Further suggestions can also be submitted to project leader or manager and safety manager for consideration. All involved personnel on behalf of all contract and subcontract parties should clearly understand respective obligations and responsibilities regarding safety. No concession or compromise regarding safety issues shall be allowed on site to whosoever personnel, any personnel of whatever higher title one may hold. Ensure safety first prior to commencement of whatever activity. All involved personnel on behalf of all contract and subcontract parties should clearly understand respective obligations and responsibilities regarding safety. No concession or compromise regarding safety issues shall be allowed on site to any personnel of whatever higher title or one may hold. Ensure safety first requirement. Ensure safety first prior to commencement of whatever activity. Field workers shall be made fully aware of respective involvement, role and contribution to prospective site safety performance. 4. Workers, foremen and supervisors shall be entrusted with such interaction responsibilities with field workers. All personnel shall be entertained by safety leader or officer on site or even off sites to confer with regarding clarification of whatever presumed unclear safety provisions. All personnel shall be entertained by safety leader or officer on site or even office of site to confer with regarding clarification of whatever presumed unclear safety provisions. Audit schedule. Audit schedule, what is that? Now, management safety audit schedule to be charted out in details. Chart out in details. formal procedure for inspections and auditing shall be designed, approved and implemented. You can say formal procedure for inspections and auditing shall be designed, approved and implemented. Regular safety audit shall be required just to ensure that procedure is being implemented. Least time shall be allowed to conduct such work stoppage for certain audit, if so required during site business working hours. Audit shall be conducted at random selection of documents and entries without any pre-notice. Two types of audit should be conducted, one by internal team and other by external team. Frequencies on tentative schedule must be indicated in both cases. Internal audit is conducted frequently for self-controls. Repeat audit after specified period should be conducted to ensure whether or not last observations have been incorporated on further procedures. Repeat audit after specified period should be conducted to ensure whether or not last observations have been incorporated on further procedures. Audit should be conducted on site office and site locations. Particular audit should also be conducted at head office and head office, both internal and external. Safety resources. Now, safety resources. Safety resources ensure whether or not organization and resources provided for safety measures are adequate. Scope includes all contractors and subcontractors arrangements to be ensured for resources availability both directly or indirectly. Safety organizer has to ensure that required resources are procured. What we say, ensure whether or not organization resources provided for safety measures are adequate. Scope includes all contractors and subcontractors. Arrangements to be ensured for resources availability of both directly or indirectly. Safety manager has to ensure that required resources are procured in time, depending on commencement of respective activities. Non-availability of required resources authorities authorizes safety personnel hold activities. Non-availability of required resources authorizes safety personnel hold activities. It's a very important point. Hold activities. Work can be stopped in case of absence of required resources. Sorry, sorry, some gastric. Non-availability of resources authorizes safety personnel hold activities. This is a very important point. It's a punishment if you don't give resources in time. Safety policy. Site-specific safety policy statement shall be clearly written by management organization. That is safety policy statement. Statement should be simple, precise, and comprehensive. Site-specific safety policy statement shall be clearly written by organization, by management. Statement should be simple, precise, and comprehensive. Statement shall be promulgated, displayed on acceptable locations. Site safety policy statement shall be first significant document posted on all accessible locations and even in residential life camp areas. Policy statement shall be comprehensively detailed and posted on all accessible locations or site offices. Such a statement should cover practical aspects to be implemented by. Safety statement should be written in all languages that suit all personnel, and policy statement shall be comprehensively detailed and posted on all accessible locations at site offices. Safety statement should be written in all languages that suit all personnel. Such a statement should cover practical aspects of. No, such a statement should cover practical aspects to be implemented by. Clarify safety policy now. Clarify safety policy. Why is not coming? I don't know. Currently connected to. Set up the wireless broadband. Connect to the network. Connect to a network. Really connected, anything क्या? Nothing else. Sorry, क्यों दिखाने से कहीं पड़ेगा? Right, clarify safety policy. It's a very important point. Clarification. Ensure all site personnel. Ensure that all site personnel understand their required roles and responsibilities for safety adherence, induction and follow-up. Arrange a schedule for staff meeting. Arrange a schedule for staff meeting, contractors meetings, a Now, clarify safety policy, ensure that all site personnel understand their required roles and responsibilities for safety adherence, induction and follow-up. It is arrange a schedule for staff meeting, contractors meetings, to periodically emphasize site policy, refresh site policy and revise and revision of safety requirements and compliance status. Conduct regular safety talks in general and declare safety compliance awards and implement that practically. Funding arrangement. Funding arrangement. Calculate estimate for funding required for such training, movies, films, documentaries, multimedia, incentives, awards, time, hours used during working hours, etc. Identify and appoint responsible persons to administer such training and define accountability. Identify and appoint responsible persons to administer such training and define accountability. Allocate a budget to upgrade safety and its maintenance for safe-going operations. Identify and appoint responsible persons to administer such training and define accountability, allocate a budget to upgrade safety and its maintenance for safe-going operations, funds spent on safety outweigh costs to be incurred on loss of reputation, accidents, deaths, loss of life and project time. Safety meetings. Define organization management commitments and Now safety meetings is okay. Now we say uh, regulations, standards. Okay. It is safety meeting we are talking here. What is management commitment? They have to define organization commitment and degree of participation. Degree of participation. Set up system for ensuring participation of supervision and management organization. Set up system for ensuring participation of supervision and organization. Establish frequency of meetings to be conducted. Short meetings preferred. Point to point discussion preferred. Review agenda items, and if not meeting set requirements, define management committee, organization committee and degree of participation, set up system for ensuring participation of supervision and management, establish frequency of meetings to be conducted, short meetings preferred, point to point discussion preferred. Review agenda items if not meeting set requirements, define actions against those personnel required to participate but not attending safety meetings. Safety meetings should not be considered as a time pass conference to consume tea and coffee but must be conducted seriously. Regulations, standards, rules. Ensure the following explained and provided safety control provisions are sustainable, objective, then you can say ensure that foregoing regulations, standards and rules. Ensure that foregoing explained and provided safety control provisions are sustainable, subject to modifications when revisited based on feedback. Review program. Confer on adequacy, suitability, and self sufficiency of whatever provisions have been implemented, whether or not still hold good. If required revision, what amendments to modify should be contemplated. During brainstorming sessions, thorough revision, study point wise is a must. Safety plans. Based on review, all new plans, all new points and resolutions should be considered to be incorporated onto proposed safety plan and issued as duly approved revision update. Line supervision. Line management organization personnel, supervisors, and engineers should be issued revised updates of site safety plan. All personnel should be clearly advised to comply with all updated provisions within revised plan. So we say very simply I go very steadily because I can't jump on safety issues. Line organization, personnel, supervisors, engineers should be issued revised updates on site safety plan. All all personnel should be clearly advised to comply with all updated provisions within revised plan. In this context, all relevant personnel shall have to attend certain additional continuous professional training for an update compliance when formal training to be imparted with by conferring specific training seminars or sessions. Training should be short but explanatory, descriptive, made interesting by involving use of multimedia, giving integrated prone examples from around world sites. I repeat, line supervision. Line organization management personnel, supervisors, and engineers should be issued revised updates of site safety plan. All personnel should be clearly advised to comply with all updated provisions within revised plan. In this context, all relevant personnel shall have to attend certain additional continuous professional training for an updated compliance. When formal training to be imparted with by conferring specific training seminars or sessions, training should be short, explanatory, descriptive. So say training should be short but explanatory, descriptive, made interesting by involving use of multimedia, giving integrated proven examples from around world sites. Safety targets and objectives. Safety targets and objectives. Philosophy behind provisions of safety is to achieve zero accident objectives. What is this? Come on, how did it go? It can't go like this. Oh. How it could go? It can't go like this. It's still there, or no? Oh my god, where is that? It should be here. Should be here. It's here. It's here. It's here. It's here. Yeah, it's here. It's there. Okay. It's still there. Okay. Safety targets and objectives. Philosophy behind provision of safety is to achieve zero accident. That is philosophy. Objectives to be attained, implementation of which requires a thorough understanding of safety definitions. Another requirement is to cause no damage to existing property as well. Foregoing explanations have included philosophies and refers to previous paragraphs. I repeat, what is target? Safety target and objectives. Philosophy behind provision of safety is to achieve zero accident. Objectives to be attained, implementation of which requires a thorough understanding of safety definitions. Another requirement is to cause no damage to existing property as well. This foregoing explanations have included philosophies. Now statistics. Let's move a few minutes more, I think. Maybe 10 minutes. 15-16 minutes. Okay. Establish evaluation formula. Establish evaluation formula for injury frequency rate calculation. Define lost workday cases. Hours due to accidents. I think there's some problem in this tabulation. No problem, correct it. But this is hours due to accidents, lost man hours due to safety observations, disability due to safety. Well, we'll take this statistics to the correct table. I think there's some writing issue in that. We'll take up the statistics. Then property damage. Ensure that property damage incidents are evaluated and recorded correctly. Property damage incidents are evaluated and recorded correctly. Define investigation criteria respecting all such incidents. Define reporting and follow-up criteria including retrofitting and reinstatement. Fix responsibility about who shall quantify losses. How shall such losses be covered within provided budget? So property damage, let us repeat, it's important. Ensure that property damage incidents are evaluated and recorded correctly. Define investigation criteria respecting all such incidents. Define reporting and follow-up criteria including retrofitting and reinstatement. Fix responsibility about who shall quantify losses. How shall such losses be covered within provided budget? Publicity and promotion. Available resources are made use of to an extent optimally possible. without causing any wastage. Available resources are made use of to an extent optimally possible without causing any wastage. Issue, issue of safety bulletins informing successful operations, man man hours lost against total man hours utilized, awarding those complying regularly with safety requirements, and allow many other incentives which may be supportive to achieve safety objectives. Incentive schemes. Incentive schemes should be planned with no degree of partiality allowance. Recognize certain personnel who in real terms prove involvement on safety proven activities. Award cannot be given for namesake but with proven acts, achievement or works effected successfully and efficiently. Awarded personnel must be announced for others to be encouraged. Other must feel Other must fail to comply with safety issues sincerely to reach a stage of award. Award should be quite attractive worth for a worker who should feel pride while receiving such award. It can be a television, a video camera, or cash, etc. In addition to an award, a citation certificate should also be issued for making further good worker CV. Posters campaign. Ensure a strategy is designed appropriate, suitable to project activities. Staff should be allowed higher style of awards, say written competition of slogan or keeping office room best tidy. Questionnaire can be circulated to be filled and returned back for achieving maximum marks required for selection for an award. Posters for best safety sketch. Posters for best safety sketch or cartoon or scenarios can be encouraged for competition. Drawings giving detailed explanations by activity sketches for workers' easy understanding. Per se, in this, ensure that competitive posters displayed in prominent positions. Drawing giving details, explanations by activity sketches for workers' easy understanding. So I repeat this poster campaign once again. Ensure a strategy is designed appropriate, suitable to project activities. Staff should be allowed higher style of awards, say written competition of slogan or keeping office room best tidy. Questionnaire can be circulated to be filled and returned back for achieving maximum marks required for selection for an award. Posters for best safety sketch or cartoon or scenarios can be encouraged for competition. Drawings giving detailed explanations by activity sketches for workers easy understanding. Ensure that competitive posters are displayed in prominent positions. Target boards. decide activity location, decide layout design, review construction program and assess requirements, namely induction films and task specific topics, establish whether or not other non-EPC contractor sources are also available for providing relevant trades activities films. Implement a strategy to supplement toolbox stocks with safety training films, exhibition and displays. Establish periodic events for highlighting areas of concern, namely photographs, black museum articles. Arrange an event that demonstrates and proves compliance or non-compliance within effective or ineffective safety measures, namely PPE. Safety bulletins. Design a format that can highlight some accidents, incidents, and promotions. Bulletins should be regularly issued from various significant sites regarding successful safety ramps, performances, line management. Safety net newsletter. Safety newsletter. Site safety specific newsletter to be issued. Identify scope of articles, namely announcement of personnel commended for safety, article written by safety personnel, etc. Establish frequency, interval, whether monthly, bi-monthly or quarterly. Hazards identification. Hazard. Control and analysis sheets incorporated into SHA plan and their effective use in field. Identification of certain new hazards and update hazard control sheet accordingly. Risk assessment. Develop in this develop project implementation program. Identify scope, namely for all works, hazardous substances, etc. Check all activities closely to analyze hazardous portions. Deliberate with construction personnel about implications on time and cost. Identify third-party impact if certain activities so involves. Analyze and design a format for approval and recording system. Method statement. Review future activities requirements on project. Allocate responsibilities for activities assessment. Consider technology of activity in relation to risks involved. Design, format and approval process. Risk assessment based on construction work method statements shall require review and approval by safety group. Confer with construction personnel about construction procedures and chart out safety methods activity wise based on possible hazards. Allocate responsibilities for ensuring distribution and implementation. I repeat, this method statement issue. Review future activities requirements on project. Allocate responsibilities for activities assessment. Consider technology of activity in relation to risks involved. Design, format, and approval process. Risk assessments based on construction work. Method statements shall require review and approval by safety group. So we can say allocate responsibilities for ensuring distribution and implementation. So is risk assessment based on construction work method statements shall require review and approval by safety group. Now, safety review, define audit schedule, define who is responsible for projected activity during audit, conduct audit without consuming considerable time, observation, write observations and reasons for missing actions or entries, ensure review report is communicated to all appropriate related parties, task observation, draw agreed format for supervision to periodically monitor work activities, make a decision that contractors should formally assess individuals, hazardous substances, audit trail, chart out procurement strategy for identifying possible hazardous substances prior to purchase, define policy on storage, define policy on storage, respecting all such materials, define a procedure for receipt and issue of hazardous substances, lay down rules on training end user, including defining protective measures. These are 5, you can say. One is risk assessment. In hazards, this is hazards identification, risk assessment, method statement, safety review, task observation, hazardous substances audit trial. Safety that we are talking of is not only construction but also very important safety for research purpose. For major projects, for minor projects, for middle projects, whatever projects we consider, these are very important points. Actually, this talk which I am giving to you, this is based on some project. This is not imaginary. This is not from textbook. This is from practical aspect, from practical work. These will involve on some projects. It's just, you can say, input from practical viewpoint, from experience viewpoint, and you must get benefit of that. It's not simply a talk, but it's complete talk. It's going on. This chapter and many more chapters, as I promised to you, would give you in future time, because safety is very significant subject. It can lead to accidents, and accidents can lead to loss of life. Loss of life, just loss of life for sake of job, is not good enough. If you are not safe on project, I don't think that that's right way. One should be safe on project. That is main point. Now it's already 3 hours. I like to close it for today with the hope that we'll continue this next time, because you are also not having much time, and I think 3 hours is justified one. for one talk. It's better to be little slow as far as safety is concerned, because safety should be understood properly. It can't be just run away, it can't be made in rush. We have to understand that point, that safety, because it is a must, and safety should be kept safe. That's first, safety should be safe, that it should be clearly understood. You won't find any specific text lessons from experienced engineers. I'm not talking professors, no. I'm talking of those who have field experience, who can teach better rather than those textbook writers who just probably copy. I sorry. Thank you very much. See you again.